evening, everybody. Welcome to the bar. How the devil are we all? On this glorious of days, it's a Friday. It's sunny. Although I've got to say, the backdrop is lighter than it appears. There are some very dark clouds behind me. The lighting is hiding probably a decent sized storm behind me, but there you go. Right, let's check on the Facebook. Yep, we are live. So I'm just going to grab the link and share it on the face space and the tweet space. Good evening, Ben Warren. How are you, my good man? Let me just put this on the socials, just let everybody know we are live. There we go. Wonderful. There we go. Lee could do a little bit more to look interested to be here.
I'm just trying to get comments up on Facebook. I'm concentrating, looking down at my phone. Hello, everybody.
We'll wait for a few more people to join us before we start going. Quick, have a Michael.
Oh, now we're talking.
Michael, quick, have a go on the slide before everyone arrives. My fat ass won't fit on that slide. I've grown a bit outwards. Good evening, Michael. How the devil are you? King of tiny doors. King of the tiny door. Good evening, Lee.
Can't believe how long it is since I was last on one of these, Jason.
Well, the last one we did,
one without me.
We did. We got Callum. He was an absolutely sterling guy. Jumped in at the last minute to co-host the podcast. We were planning to do this in person. However, work life got in the way. So Lee's doing it from home and I'm doing it from home. But that's absolutely fine. We're used to that. And for the first time, you can actually see some of the garden renovations.
Callum.
If I put my way that way.
Sterling guy.
I'm trying to.
I can hear you, mate. Just mute YouTube for me, pal.
I am. That's what I'm doing. There you go. I'm on now.
So we've got the two tiers. Look, we've got Spencer's playset. We've got a little bar. Look behind, and where the gazebo is, that's currently protecting the outdoor seating area. That's where we had our football party for the Ukraine game. Barbecue's just behind that. And then over there is... It got called a Love Island seat. Which I'm not too sure about. But that's our little sun seat for the end of the day. We get the sun in that corner. And we've got some lights. We've got some lovely lights, which will get brighter as the time goes on. So that's nice. We've got a nice little backdrop. And I'll talk about these later on because they're a new addition to the house as well. So there we go. Michael, you guys need to splash out on some green screens for the background. We don't need to. We've got Zoom. You can, if we wanted to, we could change his background. We're not going to, but if we wanted to, we could. We don't need the green screens. I've got nowhere to put them. Garage is full. That's the next job. But how the devil are you, Lee?
I'm good, really good. I've been busy since I've been back in the UK. I've been moving house, and I'm also a tooth down. It's not good.
Do you want to tell people how that happened?
Yeah.
Or not?
I got into a fight with one of Chuckle Brothers, who's, well, the only one who's still alive.
I would say which one.
The other one's dead, so the one that's alive, Paul, I think it is. No, I was. It was a false tooth from years ago, and I bit into my sandwich, softest sandwich in the world, by the way, on the flight on the way home, and it just came out. So I'm waiting for an implant, but I've got to wait because there's a massive appointment backlog. So it's going to be a while. I'm having a temporary denture and having some implants at the front currently.
Dental implants, not
nothing exciting. Not an exciting story. It's
so man bites into soft sandwich and loses tooth.
It's fell out.
A story worthy of the Daily Mail, that pal. Fradders is here. Good evening, Fradders. Well done on your aluminium venture.
Gary, we talk about everything. We talk about fenestration. We talk about supply chains. We talk about sport. We talk about music. You might even get a few jokes. We talk about... Sometimes we even talk about animals. There you go.
Chinchillas have been known to be brought up on this one.
Gary, you never know what you're going to get with us. It could be a right melee of nonsense.
Do I know Gary Hampton? Have we met Gary Hampton?
I don't know.
Well, if we haven't...
Welcome, Gary, anyway.
Welcome, Gary. You're now one of us. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, and every time we're live, you can see our lovely faces. How's about that? And Ben Warren's watching. Good mate, thanks. He says, how are you both? Absolutely sterling. Sterling in the pound and sterling in the footballer. Oh, yes.
Talking about that, before we get into work stuff, we're just waiting for a few more people before we start talking shop. We usually wait probably 5 or 10 minutes to get a few people on watching before we talk shop for anyone new. I was trying to buy Harry Kane masks for this Zoom. I couldn't get them in time. They were all like longer deliveries, which is pointless. So,
well,
there you go.
I'm just going to put the link on LinkedIn.
Oh, Fradders is back. Evening, Fradders.
Hold on.
Gary, they're all window related, mate. So don't be rushing off. It's only we just have a bit of preamble while we wait for people. So we will be talking shop in a minute.
Michael, who's quieter? Is it me or is it Lee? And I'll sort Lee's volume out. Right. Very good. Okay. Yeah, Michael, let us know who's not, who's quiet or not.
I think we can just about start going now anyway.
Well, not if you're quiet. I just want to figure out who's
well,
quiet.
I can hear both. I
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Through YouTube? Was it okay? It was coming through, wasn't it?
Jade. That's your new name now, Jade.
Jade?
Michael says Jade quiet, Lee loud.
Hold on. Is that better now, Michael? I've got the mic a little bit closer. Is that better? Yes. Been
Michael,
called worse.
I prefer Jade. He looks a bit like a Jade with his long hair.
Look at this now. Woo!
So what we're going to talk about today then, what we got on agenda, because it's a while since we've got lots of stuff. Supply chain.
I want to talk supply chain. I want to talk about pandemic. I want to talk about football. I want to talk about some other small stuff that's been going around the world that needs a little bit of recognition because of how important it is. Well, a few other things as well. I might just slip in there, Lee, just as we go along.
There's quite a lot of stuff about work to talk about.
Tons. And we've got some new exhibitors, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yes, we have, indeed.
And the list is growing quite fast.
111 subscribers, by the way. That's good. We need to get to 200. Well, we'll get to 150 first. Looking at 150. Invite your friends.
Invite your family. Invite your friends. Invite your dog. Invite your fish. Michael, I hope my volume's better. No one else is complaining, so hopefully my volume is fine. And I'll see if Jade's volume's fine as well. So, I think, Lee, shall we ask what everybody's drinking tonight?
Yes. What's everyone drinking? I am on water. Only because I'm getting absolutely, and I don't mind saying this, hammered tomorrow.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers.
So I'm on it. So
I'm on the Brewdog. They is that? Oh, Ben's on the Jim Beam. Cool. Brewdog have been in a spot of bother last few weeks. They've had quite a number of faux pas over the last few weeks. They got told off by the ASA for an advert about one of their non-alcoholic drinks, I think. And then the biggest one was recently the gold can. That wasn't gold. It was gold plated, but wasn't solid gold. They've been in a spot of bother for that. And then before that, there was a bunch of ex-employees come out and criticise the company's work culture for bullying. So for an ethical beer company, not a lot went right last few weeks for them, did it? It's about as it's a pretty good run. They say bad things come in threes, so maybe that's their three.
if I disappear tonight, there's a party going on next door, and it sounds really lively already. I'm looking forward to it.
I'll just get Callum in to replace you. He were better than you anyway last time, Lee. Callum were a good host, actually. Kept the conversation going. Stephen McDermott.
I tell you what. It's hold on 1 second.
He's off to the party. He's gone. He's off. He couldn't resist.
I'm gonna get myself a drink. 1 second.
A drink.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's giving in. There you go. So, hello to everybody on Facebook. Hello to everybody on YouTube. The storm might be passing. I thought we were going to get quite dramatic. I thought we were going to have lightning, thunder. We've just got mild cloud now. Never mind. I even dressed up for the occasion. Look, the weather's been out. I've been working from home the last few days. I've decided to work at home for the next few days just to catch up on things. Sun's been out. I feel a bit warm. Shirts on. I feel like I could be on holiday early.
I've got my shorts on tonight.
No, I don't want to say that. No, just up here on. That's all right. Up here upwards. That's fine. Callum's on the fruit cider.
We've got here then so far. We've got Ben. We've got Michael. We've got Fradders. We've got Callum. I don't know.
Gary Yates is watching on Facebook.
We've got Stephen. I don't know whether Gary's disappeared.
No, I think he's still here.
If Gary's here, we've got Gary. I don't know who else we've got. Say hello. If you're on, say hello. But I think we best start talking about something before we lose everyone.
Well, I think we better open on the supply chain. Simple question. Does anybody have any glass left? Is there any glass? Where glass can be found, let me know. Slight exaggeration. I know we do have glass. But glass, as predicted, as forewarned by many, is now becoming a problem. There are 2 float lines down. There's only one operational. Of course, the entire country is replacing the winds and doors at the same time, which is a slight problem on demand, which has led to rather stretched supplies of glass. Nigel Headford's here. Good evening, Nigel. How the devil are you? Going to give you a nice big plug soon, later on, so stick around. Ian's here, Ducky's here.
Oh, Ducky's here as well. Nigel's here. Lovely. Now we're
rocking and rolling. Nigel,
I've seen a lot of grumbling about the glass this week on socials.
Mate, there ain't none. Nigel, just before I get onto glass, just give me a thumbs up if you emailed Ben. And then we'll get onto that soon. Callum's got plenty of glass in his recycling. This is how to solve it, Lee. We all buy bottled beer, right?
I'll be doing my bit tomorrow.
We all buy bottled beer. Get it in recycling. And then, that's it. That might be it. Sorted it. Have a drink. Help the nation.
So what's happening then with supply chain? Are we any better? Are we any worse? What's everyone's thoughts on this?
I think we're getting worse.
No sign of it easing up. No sign of it getting better.
Thumbs up. Good lad, Nigel. Thank you very much. No. Couple of guys I speak to on a regular basis told me about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago actually, that this period, July, August, September, is going to be the worst for glass because you've got only one supplier's float line working. The two other major ones are down. They're going to be down for another good 2 months, providing there's no delays. And it means there's only a very limited source of the stuff. And Pilks, I believe, is the only one making it. I believe, I've been told, are allocating themselves to their own customers. So the supply they've got, they're having to eke out to their own customers. And presumably new ones as well. So you've got all this supply, Lee. Everybody wants windows and doors, which is obviously great. There's only one supplier making it. There ain't much in reserve. And what's being made is immediately being sold and delivered, which means there's no stock backlog. So the shelves are bare. By the sounds of it.
What are we going to do then as an industry? I mean, obviously you're in supply chain yourself. You're an installer.
Yeah, pack up and go home.
How much of a problem is it going to be?
It's,
how much of a problem do we think this is going to be? What impact do we think? Because obviously it's not. If it was isolated, it'd be bad enough. If it's with the way that things are anyway,
it depends on who. It depends on who you are.
Storm, really, isn't it?
It depends on who you are. When the situation is like this, the companies who are loyal and pay well will find their suppliers pretty good. They'll get most of what they order because their supplier wants to reward loyalty and good paying. And this is where the companies, remember in first lockdown, Lee, when no one was paying anybody?
Yeah.
This is where the companies who did pay...
That's an exaggeration. Most were not paying nobody. There were some that were very, very good.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So, but this is what I'm saying. This is where the companies who have helped each other will find that loyalty repaid in secure, regular supplies. The ones that may be dual source, the ones that flit about, the ones that delay payments or are late on payments are probably going to find they're not getting as much glass as they ordered, which is obviously going to be a problem. So,
I feel like I'm at a reunion tonight. I know I'm going off topic, but there's loads of people I've not seen for ages on
I'm
here.
just looking at comments now. Eat Ducky's here, Michael's here, Callum's here. Got people on Facebook: Gary Hampton, Gary Yates, Ben Warren, Stephen McDermott.
We've even got one of my very, very... This is from my 18-year-old days here. He'll not stop on long, won't Dean? Hi up, Dean. Dean Weaver. I used to work with him in my factory days.
Good evening, Dean. Nice to virtually meet you. Kevin
Welcome
Ahern's
to
here. Kev's here. Good evening, Kev.
We're talking about glass and glazing, pal, but all sorts of other garbage as well. Hope you're well, Dean, by the way.
It's raining now.
Oh, Kev's here. Evening, Kev.
Michael's saying Sangaban is halfway through cold maintenance. So only another half to go for them. He's saying maintenance should have been done in the first lockdown. Yes, but that would take common sense, Michael, and planning. But there you go. So, as for when glass will get better, you'll only get some relief when the other two float lines come back online. But it's not just glass, Lee. There was a systems company in a letter to their customers warning of resin problems again in August.
I thought that were ongoing anyway, resin.
It is ongoing, but I think it may be more acute in the months to come. Because you've got to remember, the summer months is generally the period when traditionally people go for the home improvements anyway. We were busy anyway. Tourist season's not really going to get off again, even though they've just changed the rules. It's not going to be like it is. So we're going to have another busy summer.
So where are we with price increases because of all this then? What we at?
I'll give you an example. So, a customer came to me from last year. I quoted him a composite door. And I quoted him last year, I think it was June last year, 1,800 quid. Something like that. Revised the price. He was still on the same design, same door, but obviously a year later, so I repriced it, and everything that's gone up, 2,150. So the cost of one door from us has gone up £350.
In what time frame?
1 year. Yeah. Composite doors are not cheap. Even the foam slab stuff is not cheap. I had a customer come in not so long ago who said he quoted £1,500 for a foam slab composite. And materially, they are cheaper than the solid hardwood stuff. You're looking at, depending where you look, you're not far off aluminium entrance door prices. All right, not the super spec ones. Kev's daughter, as you're on my TV, my daughter says hi. Hello, Kev's daughter. I don't know what your name is, but good evening. So make that's about a 20% price increase in a year on doors. That's not going to be the same across the board, but that's a rough, I would say.
What about glass? Where are we at with glass price increases?
More than that. Certainly more if you're a fabricator of glass.
As well.
Say that again.
John's on Facebook. Evening, John.
Hello. I think installers won't see as much on the glass because some of it gets water soaked up by the fabricator, the IGU maker. IGU makers have probably seen somebody who makes glass on here be able to tell me maybe 30-40%. Probably something like that. That's a rough guess based on the increases we've seen at my end. It's windows and doors are not cheap, mate.
But what's the crack after all this calms down? When it calms down, do we go back to norm, or do we? I would imagine it's not going to ever go back to what the prices were. But are we going to see a reduction in price to something reasonable? Fradders, by the way, we'll give Fradders a little push. Congratulations, Fradders. I know it's not new anymore, but congratulations on your company, pal. You can give yourself a plug on things if you want.
Absolutely. They set up a new aluminium fabrication business. Congratulations, Fradders.
Good lad.
As for prices, no, I don't think they will come down. And I'll explain why. The general public have been more than willing to pay at these prices for a long time now. Remember, prices have been rising since May of last year. We're now in July. So they have been more than capable of willing to pay. Now, if you're an installer and you've increased your margins and you've added extra money for your fitting and your labour costs, if you're a fabricator and you've passed those costs on to your installer and the installer's happy to pay them, why on earth would you reduce them voluntarily? This is the time, as Michael says, this is a great reset. For how many years have we said we have sold what we make too cheap? Now, I'm not saying...
Or do you think we'll get... That's all right, but the margins could still be better for installers and fabricators as well, but I don't know.
Well, look, if you're a fabricator...
The problem isn't with this. The problem isn't... The problem is it's the salespeople who are who are making the mistakes.
It stems at the installer level at sales.
Yeah,
that's
what
where
I mean.
the pressures come.
That's what I mean.
Lazy selling, drop closes, keeps the pressure artificially down. You can't do that now because the sheer pace of the raw material costs don't allow you to do that at the minute, really. Now,
that's quite interesting what Kevin Fradley's saying. That's what I believe. I think when there's more to spend the money on, when things go back to normality, the consumer, it may be driven by consumer demand on price. And then you know that
But if suppliers don't,
could very easily slip back to.
but if supply, see, I don't buy that because I won't say who, but somebody in a meeting recently told us that fabricators' profit margins are in the single digits, low single digits. I think there's this impression fabricators make 20-30% margin. They don't. They're in the low end of the single digits. So any price fluctuation upwards hurts them. So I don't think fabricators, even if their raw material costs lower.
I think what they're saying and what I believe as well is it goes back up the supply chain. If the demand drops, people are the value of a product is driven by what people will pay for it at any time, and that's the same in anything, whether it's doors and windows or cryptocurrency, whatever it is. It's worth what it's worth at the time.
Even if holidays do come back, I don't think holidays are going to be big this year. I mean, we're already in July. I think we've probably missed the boat a little bit now. I think the big holiday year will be next year, personally. But I don't think holidays is going to be enough to pull people away from home improvements. There's one major systems company. I've seen a letter to their fabricator customers. They believe, this particular systems company, that we're at the start of a 3-year cycle of high demand for home improvement products.
Not sure I agree with that, but I hope they're right.
I'd be happy with that. I
hope they're right, but
now whether this is the start of the 3 years or whether this with the first year we've had is the 3 years and we've got 2 left, who knows? I don't think we'll get there though, because I think inflation, and for people following this, I've been banging on about this on Twitter all the time. Inflation is going to be a problem. There's only so, whether it's windows and doors, food, transport, other goods, clothes, whatever, prices can only go up so high before there's a ceiling hit, and you'll be looking at that point, if inflation is allowed to get to 4, 5, 6%. I'm telling you now, there'll be talk of interest rate rises sooner rather than later, which is going to spoil the party for everybody. So,
tell you what, I know I'm going off topic, but because I mentioned cryptocurrency, just want to give everyone a warning. If you're ever buying any cryptocurrency, don't tell Jason, because if he follows you, honestly, it's like a curse. Every time Jason bought anything I bought, the market crashed. Don't do it. It was going that way, right? I'm buying cryptocurrency, and it's going like that. It's like literally just it's almost just one straight line up. Jason goes, "Oh, I'll get some of that." Next minute, it's in my basement, going to the core of the earth.
It's China's fault.
Your fault.
It's China's fault. They're cracking down, aren't they? They don't like.
Michael said the industry needs salespeople that can sell the product on merit, not price. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
I said this way back last year when we were talking about what I thought was a problem with the race to the bottom. Not training or not having educated salespeople at installer level.
No. It's.
And I don't know how you overcome that, because it's down. Each individual company is. A lot of them are small companies, but.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
No, but it does, because they're going to do it their own way. It needs a collective effort to recorrect that.
Well, that ain't going to happen in this sector, mate.
Well, and that's a problem. People don't work together in this industry, as we very well know.
Collective effort. No, you're no. Yeah, you have literally got more chance of England winning final than that happening. 100%. Sorry, it's raining, and I don't really want to close the doors because it's too warm. If it gets any ever, I'm going to have to. Which will allow me to demonstrate these brand new doors that I've just had installed from Deceuninck Aluminium. From Decalu. And it's their Decalu 88 aluminium bifolds, which I've got to say are highly impressive. So I'll show you those in a few minutes' time, I think. So there we go.
Kev, have you got a few hours, pal? Kev says, "I tell the merits of triple glazing, Lee."
No.
Mr. Trick, massively.
Mr. Trick.
Although
Trick.
to be fair, with glass shortage at minute,
I'm going to say we couldn't sell it anyway.
I'm not gonna pump it up at the moment. I'm not gonna big it up. Not until glass supply gets back.
We can't even get trophies, can we, Lee?
Now, tell me about it. I'm gonna bring that up today. Actually, when I rang you, unbelievable. We're waiting for NFA trophies. We ordered them how many weeks ago? They still not got. They still can't make them.
They said they might have some stock in August.
Unbelievable.
So the glass shortage is real. So there we go.
You know what I'm looking forward to later on?
What?
My jokes.
Oh God.
I haven't said it for a while.
I'll tell you what. I am gonna have to close these doors, I think, because the rain is getting heavier.
I'm not getting any jokes yet. It's too early.
You are?
You're not getting any jokes yet 'cause it's too early.
Oh, fair enough. Well, let you ramble on. I'm just going to shut these magnificent doors behind me. Just give me a moment.
No problem. Well, how is everybody anyway? We've got quite a few people on today, which is good. Hope everyone's well. Nigel, I hope for your sake he don't bust them when he's closing them, because he's a bit heavy-handed, is Jason. Just watching him.
These are fantastic. Love them.
Looks better than your old patio doors that you had in.
I'll just not...
Michael, don't go there, mate. That
you
was
should have
your
turned up
fault.
then, shouldn't you?
Michael, you left that at the party. That was your fault, that, Mr. Man. We accept liability when it's our fault, but you'd had a good party and you left it. You snooze, you lose.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. 2 people left the trophies on the night after they'd been partying. Come on, Michael.
This is a good backdrop, this, you know. I like this now. This is way better. This is my new backdrop. Yeah, so just while we're on the subject, okay. Kev, piss off. Kev, you can go now. You can go watch bloody Gardener's World or whatever rubbish you watch. You can go watch that now. No, actually, to be fair, these are tall doors. So these were 2240 high, I think. 2240 high. We had some French doors and sidelights, PVC outward opening. New build quality. Had enough of them. Had garden done. Thought, do you know what? I need these bifolds. Callum, you can go and all. Get rodded, both of you, together. Off you go. See you later.
Don't call them out for being observant.
Oh.
Oh, Michael, Jason promises a lot of things, mate.
Well, I still maintain you should have turned up. So, there you go. And then I moved house, so then it's just never going to happen, would it? So these are, Decalu bifolds. Nigel in the comments is saying, and he's quite right, they can take a 68mm unit. I assume that'll come quadruple glazed, which would have been a bit extreme for my garden. But if you live in near the Heathrow, they'd be quite good. So we stack out right to left, and I've got a party piece. Oh, I'll get that in a minute. So the build quality is superb. Steve, the fitter who fitted it for us, loved them. Pre-installed gaskets, which if you fit aluminium, bob on. Easy to desash. Nice smooth glide. Solid heavy rollers.
Nice to be able to see your garden through them rather than having your patio doors. It looks a lot better.
It's great, isn't it? Look at that. That's my ring light. That's not a loading thing. They can take 200 kilograms per leaf. That's insane. That's like 7 of me. So yes, so I've got to thank DeCalio for providing these. There's lots of black lump on them. There's lots of black lumps on them. Yeah, I asked for black hardware, Kev. My choice. I'll have what I want. I quite like the black hardware. Oh, the black lumps. Sorry, Kev, you're on about... right. Okay, so... These... I better bring them up now. Kev's... Hold on, let me get the remote.
I haven't seen this myself.
So, I don't know if he's watching, but Ian at Morley Glass kindly provided me with the solar controlled automatic.
Is this a new one he's just brought out?
Yes, and there's more developments to come. So there's further development of this particular product. So,
look at you with all posh new products. When are you going to send some my way, like?
Soph says I'm an influencer, but I hate that word with a passion. Cannot stand it. So, integral blinds, everybody knows what they are, okay? Except those black lumps, Kev, are actually touch-controlled pads. In fact, there you go. So, they sit on your frame, or they can sit on your glass, I think, as well. You can activate them. Oh, they need to be plugged in. Okay, so they need to be plugged in. But you press it on there, and you can lift them up or down. One touch wakes the unit up, and then touch up or down opens, closes them. Then you long press to either lift up or down.
Proper preparation prevents.
Yes.
This poor performance. Fancy not having it ready.
Having not. What do you mean not ready? It's ready now.
I thought you were showing me. You said it isn't plugged in. Fancy not plugging it in.
It don't work when you take it off the thing. It's not meant to, because it's not attached to the blind, so it can't work.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so you can use the touchpads, or you can have the remote. So there's your remote. It's got lots of different features. I think you can program dozens of blinds on one remote. So one long press. And in a moment, you'll see the blinds descend behind my head. So...
Can we not have them come down in front of your face?
No. There they are. So...
Yeah.
You get up on a night, it's going to get very dark now. So, on a night, lift them up, pull them down. In the morning, while you're making your coffee, making your breakfast, use the remote, let them pull up. They'll take about a minute. And these are white. I love them. I think they're fantastic. So a big thank you to Morley Glass as well for these. I would highly recommend you all sell them. I think they're fantastic. They're very easy to wire, so there's no electricians. It's not hard wired. All the wiring you get. There's very little for you to actually do. They're very, very cool. I love them. So... Mr. Trick not having its coming home across them.
Very nice.
I am going to have to pull these back up, Lee, because it's far too dark in here. So I will have to send them back up. Like I'm in a cave now in here.
Good job. Good job, that, pal. Both very nice.
So, very, very good bifolds. Very, very good blinds. So... Thank you to Ian at Morley and Nigel at DeCalio. I appreciate you both muchly. So, excuse the noise, but I'm going to have to pull them back up now. There we go. Hey, there we go. Oh, I've timed them wrong. I'll have to sort that out. Right, there we go. That's my toy. Right, let's pull them back up. There we go. So, let's just get back on the Facebook. Cool,
By the way, I had a phone call the other day, Jason.
You had a what, sorry?
Phone call from a bloke. And he rang me up and he said, I'm the dandy highwayman who you're too scared to mention. I spend my cash and looking flash and grabbing your attention. And I tried to stop him and tell him he had wrong number, but he was adamant.
Oh my. Oh
I thought
my.
I'd do a Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Oh, he tried to. I didn't watch it, but did he not try to recite what's his name song? What's his name who sung it?
World in Motion, John Barnes.
That John Barnes' song, yeah. So, yeah, Jacob Rees.
I thought as a first joke in a few weeks. I thought that was in a couple of months. I thought that was quite good.
It's not too bad at all. So
there you go.
So there we go. It's currently pissing it down outside. Never mind, that's the end of summer. Right, Leon, to more important things. I think we'll probably lose Michael at this particular segment. So, Michael, stick with us, pal. Is it coming home?
I'm not going to get too carried away because I don't want to curse it.
Are you superstitious with that kind of thing?
You know what? I'm only 50-50 anyway because Italy are a good side.
Michael, can you get a tumbleweed gift to appear when Lee tells jokes?
Michael, you know that they're quality jokes. That's the only reason you come on. Come on, both of you. Michael and Fradders.
Fradders has gone the same. Yeah, Fradders has got it. Yep. I'm...
Very tough game coming up.
Yeah. Although... They were not the better team against Spain. Everybody just thinks Spain should have won.
Well, the way they play, and I don't want to be too negative on Southgate, but it plays a very rigid system to try and win by the odd goal. And Italy are a lot more organised than any other team we've played. And I think if we went out and attacked them, I think we'd beat them, like with us attacking players. I think it'll be a lot closer because they're a lot more organised than anyone else we've played. Germany, I know we beat Germany, but that's the worst German side I've seen in my lifetime.
Look, you can only beat what's put in front of you. And I would agree that we did play defensive setup in the group stage and certainly against Germany. I don't think we were that defensive against Ukraine, and I don't think we were that defensive.
I disagree. When we went 1-up, I think we went defensive.
Against Denmark?
Yeah.
No, I don't think we did.
Well, what do you mean you don't think we did? We took Grealish off after he come on. And then we sat back and invited him on.
In extra time?
Mm.
We were all over him in extra time with Grealish off. Denmark were done. They were knackered. They didn't have a single chance. We couldn't decide whether we wanted to play it in the corner or I think Sterling won another 2 goals. I don't think we were defensive in the last 2 games. And not compared to the group games, no way. Very different. Nigel Hedford does 10,000 steps in the kitchen watching every England game. I feel you, Nigel. I am there with you, pal.
Oh, I agree. Italians will be worried about us, and they probably wouldn't have been in the past. They would have probably loved to have played us in final in the past. Without a doubt, we've got the best chance we'll ever have, and we've probably got the best squad we've had in my lifetime. I just don't. We don't go out and if we go out with a bit of, I don't know. Like I said, Italy are very well organised. It's going to be a lot harder to break them down. I think. I hope I'm wrong.
But I think we have the talent. We've got the squad. We've got a deep bench. Our bench in football at the moment resembles the bench England Rugby Union squad have. we've got such talent on the bench, and I trust Southgate. Every game he's had a plan. And other than maybe the Scotland game, we've got the result I assume he planned for. I trust him. And do you know what? I don't care what style of football he plays. I don't care if we have to win this tournament. I know we haven't won every game 1-0, but even if we'd have won every game 1-0, who cares? Who cares? We'd have won a major tournament. We've conceded 1 goal, and that was a free kick. We've conceded no goals from open play, and that free kick was pretty good. It weren't soft. We've got.
You did well to decipher that after saying we've only conceded 1 goal from a free kick, Jason. Then concluding that we hadn't scored, we hadn't conceded
from open play.
Well done, very observant.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, but you didn't even have to follow it up. We've only conceded 1 from a free kick. Would have done.
Well, whatever. So you get my point. We've not conceded a goal from open play. The one we did concede was from a free kick. I think everything the team and Southgate done has been spot on. Yes, we can get frustrated at Sterling at times. It's his personal style. He likes to walk it through 4 or 5 different people.
You can. I think that's how he plays, and it works. He's not gonna.
It's still frustrating.
Not people every time. That's his game. He runs at people.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
not
think
frustrated.
you look at Sacco, Sancho, Sterling. They're all playing well. You've got Foden. You've got Grealish. Kane's firing now. The defence is solid. The midfield knows what it's doing.
I'm laughing here at Kev's joke, sorry. See?
Kev is right. The only free kick scored in the tournament.
I like Kev's joke.
Dick Dastardly borrowed a dog as he was ill. As his was ill. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was proximately. Dear me. Yes, Kev's right. It was the only free kick scored in the tournament. And do you know what? I've got to give it to the Danes. After the horror of that first game and Christian Eriksen collapsing on the pitch, I've got to be honest. It didn't look good, did it? And he pulled.
It reminded me of that Bolton player because I was watching that game when Moamba.
Yes, Moamba, yeah. But you know what? Absolutely epic behaviour from the Danish team to give him privacy. The medical team on the pitch who resuscitated him, they really need some recognition for saving his life. And UEFA, who controlled the TV coverage of that game, needs sacking. Whoever was in charge of controlling the TV coverage, it was whoever that team at UEFA was, focusing in on his wife, on the team, on the player, motionless on the ground. Nah, that was.
I can't believe they made him play the next day.
No, they played later on that night. And then they lost, as you can imagine, to Finland.
That were ridiculous. Like 4 hours later, were it? Something like that.
Yeah. I think game started, at mid-afternoon, when at 3-4 o'clock, and I think they were playing again by 8, maybe earlier. After you've nearly watched a teammate die, oh yes, we'll go play a game of football. What's going on?
Yeah, bizarre decision, but I'm glad they made it so far. It justice really, because that game probably could have sent them out because they're obviously the Reds weren't there.
Well, they weren't going to be, were they?
No.
They weren't going to be. But I don't get... People were having a go at BBC. The BBC was not controlling the coverage. UEFA control the TV coverage, and then it gets sort of streamed through BBC, ITV, whoever. But the one thing the BBC could have done was cut the coverage early, then go back to the studio. Everybody knew what was going on. Everybody knew what was happening. There was no need to dwell on it any longer than it had to be. And in the end, UEFA were panning in on his wife crying, on the player on the floor, focusing on the Danish players crying in tears. What the hell? What's wrong with them? Who was in that TV?
Society nowadays, I mean, I know this is a bit deep, but society nowadays, you've got people like with camera phones taking videos of accidents and stuff, and like with people in a bad way, and I don't understand it. I don't get it.
You see it on YouTube all the time. People, film this fight or film this car crash. Like, fucking go help. Put your phone down. They clearly need help. How have we got to the point where instead of going to help, we'll get your phones out and film something terrible? What are we doing?
This is your soapbox today.
Yeah, it is. It's irritating me. Honestly, though, if you're in the UEFA control box controlling the TV, what goes into your head thinking, get on his wife, fucks on his wife?
On a lighter note, did you hear about the claustrophobic astronaut? It just needed a little space.
Where's that tumbleweed?
Come on, we can't get too serious.
I'm not getting serious, I'm just getting wound up by it. It's just moronic. Moronic.
But, yes, in answer to your original question, yes, I do think it's coming home.
Oh.
Come on, England! Come on!
So, I put on Twitter, I asked if any companies are giving the staff day off. And there's been a mix. I think some are allowing to come in late. Some have got the day off. Do you know what? Credit to them companies. Because they know full well people will be having a drink anyway till 2 in the morning. Why let them come in hungover? Just give them day off. Let them enjoy it. We've got about 14 years worth of work booked ahead anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Don't tell our staff, Jason.
You what?
Don't tell our staff.
No, Ben, Nicola, we want 9 a.m. Monday, sharp.
Nicola, Ben, early start Monday.
Yeah, in case England win, we're starting at 7:30.
Pre-Euro training, we're calling it.
Callum, media love to sell a story regardless. Paps and journalists can be rather low. Rather low is rather polite, Callum. Kev, it is coming home. I think it will go to extra time. I think you've got the best attack versus the best defence. I think Italy scored I think they scored the most goals in Euros. I think that's right. So you got the best attack versus the best defence. Something's got to give, but I think it could be an extra time job.
You're going to get a joke from me now, Jason, before I'll leave it for a bit then.
Oh, you're giving us another one?
Just one for now.
Oh, God, he's laughing already. You know it's going to be a bad one.
Where are average things manufactured? In a satisfactory.
I bet you could say that a lot about this industry at minute.
That's it. I promise I won't tell any more for now. Anyway.
Fradders, start time is on Monday is whatever time I get my head out of the toilet. So Fradders is having a quiet one then.
Nigel says, who would have thought England would have the best defence? Certainly not me, Nigel. I'm not going to lie. Especially seeing as though I'm a Wednesday fan and I don't like Stones and Walker. Hold
on. Because, all right, remember, cast your eyes back to the World Cup.
And Slabhead. And they're all well. Stones is all right. He's ex-Barnsley. Slabhead and Walker are ex-Pigs, so we're not. I don't like Pigs. Although they're all right for now.
You can't say that about.
We'll let them off when they're in England.
You can't say that about Maguire. Is an absolutely staggering defender. I think we're being a bit unfair here to England because we've not been a team that's conceded a lot of goals for a few years now. Since Southgate has been in, the defence has been solid.
Because it plays defensively.
We did. Okay, and it's getting results. We reached a World Cup semi-final. We reached the Nations League semi-final. We didn't concede that many goals in the World Cup. We've only conceded 1 in the entire Euros. So, I get what Nigel's saying. I just don't think it should be a surprise because the way Southgate has conditioned the team, we need to learn to expect this level of performance more regularly. I think, all right, yes, obviously it's amazing to reach a final, but I think we should be expecting to reach semis and finals more often because we've got a hell of a squad. We've got a manager who knows what he's doing, lives and breathes it. And do you know the culture? You're shaking your head, but I don't care. The culture is bred in that squad. Do you know what they're doing, the England team, if they win? They're donating, I think, as a team, they get like 22 million quid, I think. They're donating it to the NHS. You wouldn't have got that with any other manager before Southgate. I'm telling you now.
Fred has said 2 defensive midfielders will do that. Now, this is hard for me to say again, being a Sheffield Wednesday fan, but Phillips, not so much Rice, because obviously he's a West Ham, I like West Ham. Being a Leeds player, Phillips, obviously we're rivals with Leeds. But
no, you're not. They're in Premier League.
So what? You're rivals with Leeds, but you're in Division 60.
We don't play them. We're not really rivals, are we? We never get a chance to play them.
What difference Leeds
You've got more rival with a packet of crisps than Leeds United at the minute. Give up, man.
I don't. You can go down this route supporting Bradford, pal.
Yeah, but I'm not going around saying Premier League clubs are our rivals. Are they knackers?
You're a rival. We've won more trophies than Leeds.
Anyway,
there
go on.
Go. We're more successful than Leeds. Boom. There you go. But, hard for me to say this, Phillips and Declan Rice, in my opinion, are not getting anywhere near enough praise than they should. They have stirred it up, this team, massively.
Yes, definitely.
And they're the differences. I know Sterling's played well. I know the wingers, whoever's played out wide, have played well. Kane was slow in first 3 games, but then he's come on good. They've all played well, but them two have absolutely changed the dynamic of the team, and I wouldn't have had them two down for changing. They've been in my opinion, they've been the biggest reason we've done so well.
Do you think Pickford's getting enough praise? Because if you look back at some of the saves he's pulled off, some of them are worldies, some of them are really good.
Well, I rate Pickford anyway.
Ex-Bradford player.
Kev, who do you support? Wednesday's coming to your place. We're in Wales in a training camp, and I know we're playing some games down there.
As a Chelsea fan, Nigel says, I agree with Lee.
That'll be hard for Nigel again with the West Ham, with Declan Rice. Nigel, when they're doing well, you've got to give them credit, haven't you? That's part of being an honest fan.
Gavin Smith on Facebook, been for a shower, and you two are still talking.
Sorry,
football.
Gavin.
Well, you're a Scotland fan, mate, so I don't care. There you go.
Hey, Gavin, fair play to you boys for giving us a game, though. And listen, I'm all for Scottish players. At Wednesday, we've had a lot of your players. Patterson, Bannon's still here with us at Wednesday. Fletcher, Jordan Rhodes, for all money it cost us that he didn't do much.
Do you think Nicola Sturgeon will be supporting England?
Palmer, Liam Palmer. We're like Scotland's. We've got half of your team at Wednesday, or we did.
Kyle Walker is just on it, Kev says. He is. Kyle Walker is on it. He's on it like a car bonnet. Chester, Kev lives in Chester. Yeah, do you think Nicola Sturgeon will be tweeting a support for England?
Yes, we are playing Chester, Kev. Yes, we are. You're correct. One of the games that we're playing. Yeah, so congratulations on your win. We've only got 9 first-team players, apparently.
There you go. But yeah, Nicola Sturgeon, Lee, do you reckon she'll be tweeting a support?
You are?
Nicola Sturgeon, think she'll be tweeting a support?
I think most Scottish people, and I'm sure Gavin will back me up on this, will be wearing Italy shirts and Italy face paint. Because they'll not want us talking about it forever, will they? So I'm looking. I tell you what. I know I'm jumping ahead here, but I'm looking forward to football season starting again because I've never been relegated to second division. So we might play you next year, Jason.
That needs us to be promoted.
No, you'll be in League Two. That's where we're headed. We've never been in bottom division.
Are you in League Two next
No,
year?
League One. But I'm saying I'm looking forward to getting relegated next year to League Two.
You don't think you'll stay up?
We've got nine. We've got nine. We've got 11 first team players left. All rest have left now, out of contract. We've only just come out of a transfer embargo. Season starts soon. And 2 of them 11 are goalkeepers. None of the goalkeepers are good enough to even play. And the rest of you players who probably never had more than one game.
Oh, Kev's in for an easy win then, isn't he? Nigel Hedford is in Scotland next week.
So it could even be good for you, Nigel. You could be in for loads of grief.
Nigel, I hope you go wearing an England shirt. Please do. See what reaction you get.
What about changing topic now a little bit? What about restrictions being lifted?
Right. Well, if we're going to go into that, that requires a beer, Lee. So I'll let you just ramble on for a minute.
Well, I'll tell you what. While you're getting a beer, because I haven't said it since the beginning. What's everyone drinking tonight? What we on? I'm being good. Water for me. Because we're having a little gathering tomorrow and I'm going to get drunk tomorrow instead. So I'm on the water tonight. So what's anyone else drinking? Anyone having a drink, or is it a quiet Friday and Saturday and saving it for Sunday?
Well, if we win, there's meant to be a bank holiday, isn't there? That's what they're saying.
Well, I think there might be a lot of people not having much of a drink this weekend. They might be taking it steady until Sunday. What time's kick-off? Is it 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. The third place playoff, you know, that one, that really huge game, that third place playoff. Spain versus Denmark.
Nigel's on Stella. Callum is on IPA.
Callum's on the good stuff.
Well, I'm glad it's 8 o'clock and not 5 o'clock, because it gives me a chance to recover from Saturday slightly.
Right. Restrictions. I am preparing myself for the barrage.
Hold on, wait. Before restrictions, I need to ask Kev. Kev, have you brewed any chance of me getting some cider off you, pal? I'll pay you for it. Brew me some. I want some sending, because me and my neighbour are in. My neighbour's a cider drinker as well. My new neighbour. So any cider, get me a case brewed up, pal, and I'll send you some money for you to send it, mate.
He's a good lad, is Kev. He probably will. Right. So.
Gavin's on his malt, by the way. Good lad, Gavin.
Good lad. Yes, I'm preparing myself for the barrage of we need to learn to live with it. But I think we are heading for a bit of a mess in a few weeks' time. And let me explain why. And alternative opinions are welcome. But I think we've reached this collective decision that we have won. That this is over. That there is nothing else to worry about. That it's just flu, when we know it's not. It's worse than that. Cases are rising fast. Now, the hospitalisations are not rising as fast as previous times, but they are now beginning to creep up. And that graph, if you look, is starting to do a little bit of that. Deaths, not so much, which is obviously a fantastic thing. But again, they are starting to creep up in the wrong direction. Now, half, I believe, or is it 2/3? Maybe up to 2/3 have been double jabbed of UK adults. That leaves about, I think, 17 million, maybe slightly less, who are not double jabbed. And for a while, scientists have been saying a single vaccine does not hold up well against the Delta variant. People who have been single vaccinated could quite easily get ill from it. Today there was 35,700 cases, over 500 hospitalised, and 2,700 odd in hospital. The curves on those graphs are now beginning to go in the wrong direction. And then on the 19th of July, everything is meant to end. No more masks, any legal requirements for any of the restrictions gone. Sajid Javid thinks we're going to reach 100,000 cases sooner rather than later, probably by the end of July. And here's an interesting stat from Nicola Sturgeon in one of her press conferences this week. She says at the moment, 3% of cases end up as hospitalisations. 100,000 cases a day, if we take that rough ratio, I know it's not exact, turn into 3,000 hospitalisations. We were at 4,000 during the peak of the second wave. I don't want to ramble on about this because I'm just going to get a barrage of bollocks on social media for it, but this just feels the wrong time to be ditching everything. There's still a lot of vulnerable people out there. And there's another factor to this, and then let Lee come in. I was on the way to work Monday morning, and on the radio, listening to 5 Live, and they had a doctor on. And the doctor was explaining that something that's not been talked about, but really needs to, is the fact that all the old vulnerable people that began to be vaccinated at the very, very start of the year will very soon start to lose their immunity, because the vaccine, they need top-ups like flu. You need it time and time and time again to keep up that resistance. They will start to lose that immunity. So you're very old, you're vulnerable, you're immunosuppressed. Before too long, we're already in July, before too long, we'll start to become vulnerable again. And if we're all knocking about with 50 to 100,000 cases a day, they're at some point going to be at risk. The booster program doesn't come in until September. It was like the second wave. You know, you can see something coming head on, and just heads are just going in the sand. It just feels, yeah, I don't know. It feels too much too quick.
The positives, though, is the Balearic Islands are open. So if we do decide to have the Fenix podcast get together, we can go to Ibiza.
Yeah, and take the disease over there again.
A bit large.
Fradders, they don't care about cases in people who won't die from or get hospitalised by it. No, but that's always been the case, Fradders. The key factor is the number of people it does infect. It will send to hospital or potentially die. Now, going back to what Nicola Sturgeon said about 3% at the moment, 3% of cases turn into hospitalisations. Sajid Javid thinks we're going to get 100,000 cases a day before too long. You have that for a week. If we use Nicola's rough maths, that's 21,000 people hospitalised in a week if you have 100,000 cases. Or that will turn into in 2 or 3 weeks' time when it gets serious enough. That's on top of all the other people that need to go to hospital. Your cancer patients, all the other diseases that need treatment, all the other backlog stuff that we need to get on top of. Are we really okay with getting to 100,000 cases, 3,000 hospitalisations a day? Are we really on top of everything else that the NHS has to deal with? But no, Kev, I don't think it will fade out the vulnerable. Because the vulnerable are going to become vulnerable again until they get the booster. This is what the doctor was saying on the radio, that there's going to be this period where the people who have been jabbed right at the beginning of the year will start to lose that immunity. And the doctor was explaining that it's a very dangerous situation between now and sort of when the booster program starts, when the vulnerable people become vulnerable again. That was his point. That was the doctor's point, where the people who were jabbed at the beginning are going to suddenly become very much needing another jab again. And if you've got that much virus in circulation, unfortunately, inevitably, if there are no restrictions in place, they're going to catch it. So if the at-risk are vaccinated and they will continue to get boosted, restrictions are over. I don't know if restrictions will be over.
I think that's sensible what Michael's saying. I'd be doing the same, I think.
I'm going to continue wearing my mask, and I'm asking all visitors' suppliers to wear their mask. I think our place will probably ask the same thing, Michael. I think we'll probably keep the same thing. I know I will certainly wear mine going to see customers in their homes. Obviously, it's up to the customer whether they want to wear them in their own home. That's their choice. I know I can be in 3 or 4 people's houses a day. I will continue to wear mine. It takes time to get the boosters out, Kev.
Well, I guess we're going to find out very quickly over the next couple of months how successful the actual vaccinations are.
Yeah. Nigel, be careful. You might get the virus that is more prevalent, flu. Although flu's been down this year, hasn't it? But then again, nobody's been in contact with anybody, so it's going to be. But yeah, booster. There's millions of boosters, Kev. That ain't a 2-week job. That's going to take months. I think it took between January and April, I think, to vaccinate. I think it was to get one jab in the arm of every vulnerable and old person.
Kev, I don't think anyone cares. The problem is, and this is what we're saying to Jason, I had a discussion about this with Jason earlier in the week, about, and I know everyone's excited because we're winning, but you look at all the videos on social media, and we had some local, I were looking at some national, I were looking at the fan zones. I know everyone's excited, but the one thing I will say when I stopped out in Portugal for all them months is everything were really sensible.
Yeah.
But you can't have thousands and hundreds of thousands of people in the same place, absolutely smashed at sporting venues. And it's going to be happening back when racing opens up and stuff like that. And whatever other sporting events, football grounds, rugby, whatever opens up. Look, we're not a sensible nation, full stop.
No, we're not.
When we've had a drink, at sporting events, you've got 100,000 people jumping all over each other when there's a goal scored, and it's just going to be rife.
I saw a tweet, Lee, from a government minister just before the semi-final. I can't remember which one it was, but he said, remember, watch it safely, whether it's stadiums or the fan zones. You know, there's still measures in place in these venues. You know, please take contact. And I'm sat there thinking, you've got not a chance in hell, mate, that you're going to stop a stadium of 60,000 fans from keeping their distance, from not singing, from keeping apart from each other. No chance.
Kev, you're right if it works, but we don't know whether it's fully
the already vaccinated are carrying a less virulent dose if they do get it.
In theory, yes, but is it working? But I tell you what, I'm gonna bring it back round just very slightly, and I don't think we do this enough. We've got some really loyal viewers that come and watch us when we do this now. And they're all company owners. Go on, give yourself a plug. You can type it in. Who are you and what do you do? Type it in and tell us. We'll give you a plug.
We'll give you a plug. In the meantime...
Michael, give yourself a plug. Fradders, Kev, anyone else. Gavin, Alex, anyone. Stephen, give yourself a plug. We'll give you a call out. Tell us what you do and we'll tell everyone.
In the meantime, so Callum... COVID stands no chance in Ibiza. That's far more to content. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. You've got... See, this is the other thing as well, Lee. We're back to the position where COVID is now ruining sport again. So you've got no fans in Tokyo. The Tyson Wilder fight has been put off because someone in the Tyson camp's tested positive. The entire first team of the England one-day squad has had to be canned because they've had to go into isolation. They get a new squad. The I think the Singapore F1 Grand Prix was cancelled. I think there's members of the Lions squad in South Africa that have had to self-isolate, and then there's doubt about whether one of the test matches will go ahead in South Africa. We're in this bubble where we think we've won. We haven't. It don't make any sense.
Here we go, look. Here we go. Michael, Tiny Door, the UK's favourite little door. Well done, Michael. That's your plug. See Michael if you want a tiny door.
I sell his doors. They're good doors.
Offering free plugs here. There's only Michael jumping on it.
I know. Unbelievable. Kev's the anti-War League. Yeah, I know.
Gavin, I was talking about you, Kev, actually, over there, funnily enough.
Australian Grand Prix being cancelled.
Gavin's just said on Facebook that the Lions played Japan at Murrayfield a few weeks back and only a quarter capacity, but it was queued out back at the beer stands. He said it was mad. And this is what I mean. It's going to be like that.
I will say this. I won't say who told me, but I spoke to someone. I'll tell you later. I spoke to someone earlier today who has connections with government departments, and he told me that they informed him that restrictions and reinstating the restrictions is not off the table. Lee. So
I would imagine
and that is from government.
1 second, pal. Bradley P is. It's not new anymore, but we'll call it new. It is new, Bradley, because it's still in its infancy. Vitrine, am I saying it right? Vitrine, or is it Vitrine?
I think it's Vitrine Alu.
Vitrine Alu, the UK's premium aluminium system manufacturer. Nigel says Jason's already plugging his door. It looks well, Nigel. I will say that. Looks very, very well, mate. So, go on, give him another plug, Jace.
Decalu, stunning bifolds. And then we've got the automatic solar-powered blinds from Morley Glass.
Kev says you're not big enough to plug a hole that size. Gavin, Scotia Windows and Doors in Ayrshire. There you go. Little plug for you there, Gav.
I don't feel like Scotland's fenestration sector gets enough love.
Do you know what? We need to be embracing in what we do, and we're looking for ways of getting more companies involved from up at Scotland. And it's nice to see you on here, Gavin, to be fair. So let us know what you want to see up at your way. What would you like to see from what we do? What kind of content would get you interested in being involved more?
There's some stunning homes I've noticed going on in Scotland. I see... I follow quite a few Scottish installers, and some of and you've got the freedom in certain parts of Scotland because you've got lots of space. Some of the houses up there, wow, some mega houses. Love it. Michael Egan was going to go to the British Grand Prix, but not while this is happening. You see, the other thing here is, Lee.
Go on, Kev. We're still plugging installers, pal.
Could be anybody. If you've got 100,000 cases a day, can you imagine the sheer number that are going to have to self-isolate every week? No one's going to be at work. You might as well lock us down again. We're not going to be at work. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. So even if you think, yeah, it's just flu, we'll just get over it, Test and Trace, the app, which they're now thinking of watering down because they don't want everybody at home. You get 100,000 people a day being contact traced. No one's going to be at work. Might as well lock us down. Gavin Smith on Facebook. Jason, give Mark McLean a bell and catch up. He's running our architecture. I actually talk to Mark McLean, Gavin, on Instagram on a semi-regular basis. I've actually published some of your fine installations on my Instagram page, actually. Some incredible houses you've worked in. So there we go. Nigel says thermals in Scotland are tougher. That's why we are selling Decalu up there. Yeah, Scotland always seems to be ahead on that one, on the old thermals front. Somewhere in the comments earlier, Kev said, for discussion, if you think, what will the new regs for Part L do with window energy ratings? Kev. I think we need to get Kev in as a special guest on that particular subject next time later. That will be an awesome couple of hours.
I don't think we've got enough time to cover that today.
We've got, not today, but next time we'll have Kev on as a special guest. Just to, stir things up a bit. But that's cool.
Anyone else want a free plug? We've got some people on here with their own companies, or there's quite a few. Anyway, it's there if you want it. Give us a shout.
What do you think, Lee? You asked my opinion. What do you think
about the restrictions?
Bear in mind, I've just told you, government have said to a source
you want
of
my
mine.
Real honest, like this is me putting myself out there a little bit. I think the government realised that the cases are increasing, and I think they realised that at some point, this is just my opinion, by the way, I think they know at some point over the next few months there's going to be another lockdown, and I think they're shifting the blame onto the general public by saying go and be sensible when they know that we're not going to be sensible. I think they know it's coming anyway, and they've just shifted the blame. Personally, I don't think it's coming yet, but I think we will have another lockdown before Christmas. And I think that's their excuse. Well, we had to let you try, and you've gone out, and no one took it serious. And it's in my opinion, it's a blame shift.
The narrative has certainly changed. Talking about personal responsibility on the public.
By the way, that's just my opinion. I know that's a bit controversial, but that's what I believe.
But the narrative have changed, though, hasn't it? It's all personal responsibility. Make your own judgment, make your own calls.
The last time they did this, it ended in a lockdown.
I know we've got the vaccine this time, and this is another point worth saying. Israel came out with a report this week saying that the Pfizer vaccine was only 64% effective against the Delta variant. In the world of percentages, going from 95 to 64 is a very steep drop. So again, we'll see in a few weeks' time what the effect of these particular case rises have. But I'll go back to what Nicola Sturgeon said about the 3% ratio of cases turning into hospitalisations. Do we really want to live with an additional 3,000 people going into hospital a day if we get to the peak, which Sajid Javid said, of 100,000 cases? Are we okay? Are we really okay with that? You have that for 7 days. That potentially could equate to 21,000 additional people in hospital, on top of all the other people that need the services of the NHS, as we head into the worst months again. And then we'll wonder what went wrong. And then we'll all get annoyed and we'll all get surprised. Oh, wow, how's this happened? Yeah. And how have we gone from... I know people say, yeah, we've got to live with it. And to a certain degree, we do have to live with it. But we also need to remember this is not flu. This isn't flu. It's worse. We know it's worse. It's easy to spread. It has a higher... I know COVID, it don't kill 80% of people who it infects, but it kills more people than influenza does by a country mile. Do we want to live with that? Really? Is that something we should be so happily to live with? The increase that would bring on the services, the increase that would bring on the NHS, on everything that we do. Michael, I'd rather have 64% than 0. True, it's better than nothing. But the problem is that that 36% brings quite a lot of people into risk. AZ vaccines not being accepted over the world, especially those made in India. Oh, that's not helpful. They've made quite a lot. Bruce Springsteen won't allow any of the Oxford-produced vaccines at his concert. What? Well, this is what you're going to get now, is a quality race between the vaccines. Who will accept what? What's acceptable? What isn't? Who gets to decide? Who gets to choose? As Kev says, bollocks to Bruce. I don't like Bruce Springsteen anyway, so there's no skin off my nose, but it seems quite a very specific requirement for him to get involved with. He's an artist at the end of the day. Kev, if we don't give it a go now in the summer, we may as well write off the winter. I know what you're saying, Kev, but we're not at 2,000 cases a day, are we? We're at 35,000 and 500 were sent to hospital in the last 24 hours. It's not... We're not at small numbers. If we were at 2,000 a day, then yeah, I'd be all... Yeah, this wouldn't even be a topic for discussion. I just don't... I don't think we've built up enough of a wall of vaccines to stop this becoming a serious problem in a few weeks' time. And I just find the tone of the last few weeks from... we seem triumphant. I don't get it. Look at other countries around the world that are reinstating things. Australia, Thailand, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore. Japan are not letting anybody in. They've just declared another state of emergency. South Africa are back in lockdown. Africa is having its worst wave, by the way. No, and this is not getting spoke about. Africa is heading quickly in the wrong direction. You look at other countries, South America, there's still a lot of South American countries with restrictions. And even Nicola Sturgeon said the other day that she hinted she wouldn't be following in Boris's footsteps, so she'll probably keep certain restrictors in. It's only England going in the opposite direction. Everywhere else in the world seems to be going, let's just pause it a bit. So, I don't know. We shall see. I appreciate people will not agree with that particular position. But I don't care. There we go. Right, what's next, Leopold?
Don't know. What do you want to speak about next?
This crap weather. Come at the wrong time. But there you go.
You see, it's been really stuffy. I'm not sure I like this. Like, when I were in Portugal and it were warm, even though it were a lot warmer, it weren't as close. Do you know what I mean?
Did you have aircon in your villa?
Yeah, but I didn't use it much.
Well, that's your fault. Nigel makes a good comment. Between England, Wales and Scotland, the governments and Northern Ireland, the governments can't agree. This is unprecedented. If we don't find a way forward, we are looking at financial Armageddon. He's not wrong. What's the debt now? I think the debt passed £2.2 trillion. I think we've borrowed over 400 billion. It's going to take a long old while to pay that back. So I don't know. We'll see. I think at this point, when the debt's that high, do we even worry about paying it back? Is there a way to pay £2.2 trillion down? Is there a way to get out of that hole? What's Lee smirking at? Have you found some more crappy dad jokes? You haven't you?
I will have for later, yeah.
No. Right, financial expert Lee. What is the best way to
win at beer pong?
You need a good aim. That's what you need. But how would you pay down £2.2 trillion in debt? Go.
To be fair, I'm not quite qualified to be like...
In the comment section, how would you pay £2.2 trillion in debt? Go. What's the best way? Because we can't cut anymore. We've cut the cuts. Even the cuts have been cut. So
The only way we're going to get into any decent position as a country, and I've said this before, it's long term, is getting back to very strong manufacturing and good export.
Callum says,
Callum, don't even go there. There's a lot of people that could open a big can of worms today. I think there's been a bit of social media talk about another one.
write the company off the Phoenix Hit Monday. That is a fantastic idea, Callum. Right, how do we get Boris to speak to HMRC? Right, lads. UK PLC, yeah, we're going to bust that. We're going to close it down. Right, HMRC got, yeah, you owe a bit of money to like quite a lot of people, Boris. In fact, it's 2.2 trillion pound. What we're going to do about that? No, it's fine. Honestly, just sack it off. It's fine. Don't worry about it. They'll get it back. They'll supply us again. It's fine. Don't worry. Are you sure, Boris? Because it's quite a lot of money that, and you know, you might piss a few people off if you don't pay them back. Nah, it's fine. Do it. Fair enough. Boris goes out, signs a letter. Nah, right. UK PLC. What should we call it now? We need a new name for UK PLC. UK Limited. That'll do. Right. Boris, starting afresh, he says, we've got £0 debt. Let's go back to the people we owed money to that aren't going to get it. They'll supply us again, won't they? Yeah, it'll be fine. Can you import all that fruit and veg? Yeah, fine. Yeah, you can supply us with national security. Yeah, fine, great. Nuclear power? Yeah. What do you mean you won't supply us? But I thought we were fine. Well, no, Boris. You owed us like £500 billion. Like, why are we going to supply you again? Do you think that'll work? I reckon that'll work.
Hey, I'm watching. It's funny. I've got the Facebook app up for comments, and it's got subtitles on. And some of your, I hadn't looked at mine.
I've turned subtitles off on mine.
But you were saying something about power, and it's brought up nuclear power. I don't know how it picked that one up, but
because I said nuclear power. Fred Langwood sort it. Callum saying close England, call it New England. Debt gone in it. Honestly.
Subtitles and regional dialects.
I reckon.
The hardest accent to understand.
Yours at minute with your tooth. Although we once had a couple of Barnsley fitting crews. Jesus, when they got talking, man, you needed a bloody dictionary. Not a clue what they were saying when they were in full slang. Not a clue. Not a Scooby-Doo. What they could
the regional accents. Let's discuss regional accents. Who's got the hardest to understand?
A proper Dorset farmer. I think.
I don't think I struggle with many accents. None of them. I know some struggle with Scouse accent, some with Scottish accent, some with Welsh, but possibly Irish a little bit.
Irish I'm okay with. Dorset farmers though, I've got
how fast they're talking.
There were a Dorset farmer on radio the other day, and he had a thick accent, honestly. Callum, I know the perfect candidate for cyber security. I'll put Boris Johnson in touch. Well, he probably snuck that camera in that got Matt Hancock fired, so he must know something.
The Matt Hancock videos with Partridge commentary on it are brilliant.
What? Right. First of all, someone's planted that camera. Someone who wanted rid of him has planted that camera. Second, people clearly knew he was having an affair. Hence the reason to plant the camera, because they wanted to get rid of him. 3, did he really think he weren't going to survive that? 4, Why is Boris claiming he fired him after, on Saturday, the day after it came out on the Friday, he considered the matter closed when Matt Adcock didn't resign? Explain that one to me. If you can. Because I can't. Kevin Ahern, I went to the chippy and asked for cod and chips twice. He said I heard you the first time. Boom.
I think Kev knows the scores. Drop a couple of jokes in every so often. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Ducker's in. I'm surprised Ducky ain't doing it. Where's your jokes, Ducky?
He's annoyed because Thailand's introduced restrictions again, and I think he wanted to go back. He's probably pissed off.
Go on, Ducky. Talk to us, pal. I bet he's gone. I bet he's had an early night.
Nigel Edford, let me take you to my local in Somerset. We're off down, not to Somerset, but we're off to Devon. Sunday the 18th for a week. That's our big holiday of this year. That Hancock footage is more awkward than the moment you realise how you came to be on this planet at about age 10. Yes, Callum. That. Yes, that is the reaction. We've got a new lad from Wolverhampton. I love it, I do, Boston.
I don't know if I dare get on to slang, because we'll get on to bread cakes again and barbecue.
No. Bread cakes have been done and done. And in the end, we established bread cakes was the correct the thing. So, we're done. Has it stopped raining yet?
Looking dark now at your end.
It is, isn't it? Tell you what, I'll get a bit of illumination going on. Hold on. It's right muggy though. It's still. You know, I might risk opening the door. Here's another demonstration night of the doors.
Oh, there you go. What are you doing now? There you go. Opening them back up.
It's really humid.
Callum, you're just talking nonsense, pal. Obviously a bread cake.
Oh, we've started it, haven't we? In the end, you were all wrong, and it's a cob. Nope. A cob is corn that you eat. You're wrong, Callum. Just demonstrate your lovely doors again, Nigel. Lovely slide, lovely build quality, nice and strong. There we go. No, we're not going back on the bread cakes, Lee.
Fair enough.
I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
What we
I'll tell you what we are going to start introducing again. We're going to start doing the music quizzes again. Not today, because I'm not prepared.
Okay.
But I miss my music quizzes. We've had no music for the last few months, have we?
No. I think it breaks things up nice. Quality doors indeed, Nigel.
I might start introducing a prize. We might get someone to sponsor a prize, like an Amper or some beer or something. They can get prize art. We can get. I'm sure a sponsor would pay for a prize every other week.
Get Kev to brew some cider. The winner gets Kev's cider.
I want all Kev's cider. He's not giving prizes away. That's me.
Kev's cider. That's the prize. So, yes. There we go. Right. It's only 20 to 10. We've got loads of time, yeah? Loads of time. Callum misses the quizzes.
Well, thing is, I tell you what it were. No one were answering questions. As soon as Jeff disappeared because he got too busy and Glasgow Mike went, that were it.
Glasgow Mark, what happened to him?
I was speaking to Glasgow Mac, actually, on LinkedIn a couple of weeks ago, and I was going to have a Zoom catch up with him, but we're moving house. I had to put it off, so I've not managed to get hold of him since.
Callum's saying, when are you doing this try a beer night?
Oh, yes. That's a point.
So
That's a point.
how do we want to do this? So I think what might be good to do is, I think it needs more than just me and Lee to do this on camera. I think so. My Zoom account, which is how we run this stream. I think you can have up to 20 odd. I'm not suggesting we get that many. What do you think, Lee? It'd be nice to have maybe 6 or 8 participants on the screen. And have a wider discussion.
4 or 5 at a time.
4 or 5.
We can do it over a few times, can't we?
What we need.
We'll have an hour. We'll have an hour section, so it's not taking up all the night.
Well, no, we still have a discussion. We can still do it like this, but we just, every participant, we'd buy a tasting box of beer, send it to them, and we'd just do it like this. But every time we finish a drink, we start a new one, and then we pretend to know what we're talking about. Beer talking about, oh, it smells wonderful. Oh, it tastes very nice.
To be fair, I was quite impressed at my my little test market of doing the gin tasting. I thought I did that quite well, quite knowledgeable,
Okay.
and quite refined, drinking it out of the little miniature bottles.
We might have to do it once my hay fever goes. I can taste nothing through my blocked nose.
Callum's just mentioned Jeff being pretty busy of late. Yes, I would imagine so, with the news that's come out today.
With a buyout.
Congratulations to the guys at Glaze, right?
Yep.
The management buyout. Well done.
MBO,
and good luck.
Whilst selling record numbers, which is a task in itself. So mega stuff happening over there.
I know we get Jeff on every now and again, so congratulations, Jeff, and your team, obviously, but well done. Do you want a more cultured? Is there any cultured people that want a cultured joke now?
Oh yes, go on then. Let's have a cultured joke from Lee. Cultured. Go
What
on.
does Charles Dickens keep in his spice rack? The best of times and the worst of times. See? Even get cultured jokes on here. What more do you want? Dad jokes, cultured jokes.
No need to buy it. I'm happy. This is from Callum. No need to buy it. I'm happy to chip in for the night and a laugh. Get tweeting the brewers. Get some follow. Now, I mean, that's a good idea. Maybe we need to reach out to some brewers, Lee. Some small, like micro breweries.
My friend knows the owner of one of the bigger Yorkshire breweries. I forgot which one it is.
Do we not want to pick a smaller brewery? Let give him a bit of a push. Give him a bit of a leg up.
Well, do you want some good beers, or do you want? It does a mix of everything.
Yes, you can get a micro brewery. Can still make good beer, Lee. That's how Brewdog started, as a micro brewery.
They're not massive. They're not a brew dog. They're one of the better ones in Yorkshire. That's all.
If they're up for it.
It'd be easier than trying to get random people who haven't got a clue what we're doing. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's do it.
Michael enjoyed that joke.
as did Alex.
And Alex, look. Cultured.
Don't ever say we never get eyebrow on this show. Is that it? Can we continue, or are you about to tell us another one?
Not yet. I'll save some others.
Oh, good man. Yeah. Okay. So hands up. Alex? Would you be up for that? Taking part? I know Callum would. Probably Kevin would. I hope. Nigel, would you be up for that? Bit of a beer tasting and live chat on the old Fenix YouTube channel? I know I would. You'd have to convince me. Lee, you're in, I assume?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't have real ales, but I'll try it.
Well, the next time we do, I promise, will be a gin or a vodka one.
Well, I mean, vodka for me. Vodka or lagers.
Vodka or lagers?
Or ciders. Ciders we could do it on. Because there's some nice new stuff coming from on ciders, like real ales as well.
Yeah, the craft cider scene is it's blowing up, as it were.
To prove my jokes to prove my jokes go from one end of spectrum to other. What do you call? What do you call a pony with a cough? A little horse.
Oh no. Oh no. Nigel's in. Kevin's in. So we've got Nige, Kev, Callum. Alex, if you're still watching, are you counting yourself in?
Anyone on Facebook want to jump in on his beer tasting when we do it live?
I'll stick to my little small brews over the Brewdog after last month. Yes, we said that at the beginning, Callum, didn't we? Brewdog have not had a very good... they've not had a good run over the last 6 to 8 weeks. We can... Rosemary says the time joke was mint too. Oh, Kev. Oh,
Thank
Kev.
you, Kev.
He's taking it to another level.
He knows. Kev knows.
Kev's
Always
the
got
man.
the money.
Kev's the man. Yes, Brewdog. A lesson in PR mismanagement. That golden can, Lee. Do you know what the fuss was about it?
I've not even seen anything about it, mate, to be honest.
Right, so, a little while ago, Brewdog ran a competition where if you bought certain beers, boxes of their beer, in a select few, there would be a golden can. At the very beginning, they mentioned the word...
A bit like a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but
yeah,
for beer.
Exactly. But at the beginning, they mentioned... Michael, please stop. I can mute him. If I wanted to.
Michael, don't listen. Don't pretend. You're going into parties and telling these jokes yourself after. So,
yeah. So the advert at the beginning, Lee, mentioned solid gold. So as you can imagine, everybody was buying a lot of beer. My mates bought lots of beer because solid gold can was mentioned, and it was worth 15 grand. And then the adverts changed. It just mentioned gold can. But obviously a lot of people had bought a lot of beer before the advert changed. So when the winners were revealed, I think one of the winners of this gold can tried to sort of claim it or get it valued. And it turned out to be worth nowhere near what Brewdog claimed it would be. It was just a gold-plated can. It wasn't solid gold, and it was not worth £15,000.
right.
And
It wasn't a prize worth 15 grand because you found the can. They were saying the can was worth 15 grand.
yes, because people were under the impression it was solid gold. But quickly after the original adverts for the solid gold can went out, they dropped the solid bit, the solid word. So that to me, now whether this goes legal or not, I don't know. Terrible PR management. That to me though smacks of an idea. I think the company knowing what we know and how sort of PR and ideas and communications work. Someone at the company's come up with an idea like that. The PR company or whoever, the marketing people running that idea has sort of run with it. I think there's been some bad communication between the business and the people running the marketing campaign. Someone's made an error and put solid in there. The adverts have gone out. People have, as you can understand, bought a lot of beer on the back of the assumption they might win a solid gold can because it's worth a lot of money. They've quickly realised the mistake, going, shit, no, I didn't mean, no, we didn't mean solid. But obviously it's too late at that point because the word's got out. But that to me smacks of poor communication between the business and the marketing people, whether it's an internal or an external team, running with the idea and the two parties not being on the same page as that particular promotional campaign went out. It's like, I don't know. It's like if we hired an external marketing campaign for something and we gave them the structure of an idea, they came up with the more detailed idea. We authorised it without looking at it properly, and then looking at it properly once it's gone out, but it's too late at that point.
Yeah.
That's got that written all over it. But of course, it's too late at that point, and now people are rightly pissed off because a lot of people have bought a lot of beer to try and find this solid gold can, to then be told actually it's not solid gold, and we never really meant that in the first place. Not good PR, that really.
Talking about prize giveaways, we've not announced this yet, so we'll give the podcast listeners and watchers a bit of an heads up. Anyone who registers for Fenix, and this is an intro because we've got some Fenix news. Anyone who comes and visits Fenix will get entered into a prize draw, and there's going to be several prizes which we're going to announce further down the line.
They will not be solid gold.
No, it won't be solid gold, I can promise you that.
No.
But we will have several prizes, some of them bigger than others, some will be just nice little bits of stuff. But the first prize is £1,000. So there you go.
Probably worth more than a solid gold can.
So there you go. That is just for registering and visit. You've got to register, but you've also got to visit the show.
Just for turning up. Just turn up.
Turn up at Fenix. You're entered into a prize draw. So there
Michael
you go.
Says, yeah, but solid or not, how do they justify that? Brewdog said that they believed that the value of the gold on the can was worth 15. But apparently when one of these cans was taken to be valued, it was worth nowhere near that. So, but
God.
Lee, we'll put a marker in that there because we've got a series of announcements.
Yes, we have. Some very good news for Fenix and some new exhibitors signing up. So we've got Bradley. Everyone will get shots on me when I see you. Don't worry about that. Shots. Everyone has shots.
Shots on Lee. Everybody buys a shot and then.
Although Jason lost the bet ages ago, so he's the one who was buying the shots first when we first meet up. Yeah, you forget. I don't.
What bet?
I don't just look like an elephant. I've got a memory like one.
What bet? What bet have I lost?
It was a good few months ago. You lost a bet, and you were buying first round, and it was shots.
What bet?
I can't remember. I'll have to go back through the videos, but there was definitely one there. But anyway,
no. Hold on.
Let's not go off topic.
No, hold on. What bet have I lost? What bet have I lost?
Shh, shush. We're announcing Fenix exhibitors. Not listening to you welching on bets, right? So, some really good news. We have now got GQA qualifications who are going to be with Building Our Skills as a secondary sponsor. So there's two there, and they will be sponsoring something brand new that we're doing, talking about the skills gap and the lack of talent coming through the industry. We are going to be having the industry's first career fair on September the 8th to the 10th.
Major recruitment drive.
College leavers, school leavers, uni leavers,
army leavers,
forces. And we're going to be announcing more about the plans with this. GQA and Building Our Skills are going to be a main sponsor. We're inviting other people to get on board with this. If you want to be exhibitors and sponsors of this, get in touch because it's probably the biggest single issue in the industry long term.
Yes.
And we're going to be inviting people to the career fair. Yep. We're going to be posting jobs. There are going to be people coming and posting the CVs.
Yep.
So if you want to know more, get in touch. But Building Our Skills and GQA qualifications are going to be the headline sponsors. And we're looking for some more key headline sponsors for that area as well.
Yeah. Any company, any body, any trade organisation we are looking to work with to get the right people in the right vacancies.
And anybody who just wants, who's got a genuine interest really in plugging this gap, you don't have to. It could be any company that wants to get involved on that side of things.
Well, how many times have we talked about on Early about this particular subject? And
for me, it's the single most. This is the most dangerous thing for the industry in the next well, God knows how many years. If we don't find a solution now,
we haven't got time. We haven't got much time left.
So we've decided to be very proactive and we're really looking forward to it. I mean, I've had a couple of meetings already with the guys at GQA and Building Our Skills, and they've got so much stuff they're going to bring to that.
And this is the point. This is action. This isn't just words now. We've seen a lot of words. Everyone says a lot of words. Oh, this is a good idea. I support this idea. But nothing gets done. We're actually attempting to do something about it. We're actually putting words into actions and having this recruitment drive. So big up GQA and Building Our Skills for getting on board and pushing this.
And on a separate note, one of our viewers today, Nigel, and go on, Jason, I'll let you announce this.
Yep, so Nigel's here from Dekernik Aluminium, Decalu. They will also be on board, so they will be here. They will be exhibiting at the show this year and at shows in 2022. So welcome aboard to Decalu. Nice to have you.
Proud to have you on board, guys, and it'll be great to see what you're doing on the aluminium side as well. So we're really looking forward.
Fantastic.
And by the way, Nigel, we need to. I know we probably need to organise a get together. Myself, you, and Ben, one of our business development managers, to discuss it a little bit more over the next week or two, if you're free.
But welcome on board Decalu, because fantastic new business. I spoke with Nigel. They're making huge waves, making a big dent in the industry. And after experiencing their product firsthand, it's pretty good. So we've got. So I mean, I would imagine that Nigel's got a lot of good ideas to bring to these shows, and I know he's excited about bringing his information there. So that'll be absolutely. I've spoke with Nigel. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I know they've got a ton of good stuff coming through. An absolute ton of good stuff coming through. And their product is ready for the revised versions of building regs, which puts them miles ahead of everybody else, to their benefit, of course, which is fantastic. So, but no, I won't spoil anything for Decalu. We'll let them show off what they've got in September and next year as well. But no, they're great to have them on board.
We've got a fourth company as well.
We have.
We want to welcome somebody we've never worked with before yet, so we're really excited about this as well. Flat Glass Solutions.
Welcome on board.
We're really looking forward to them coming on board. He's very excited. The guy who runs that side of things, which I don't think he'll be on tonight, but we'll be making. We've not announced that officially until tonight, so that's all of these are. I mean, we've announced GQA and Building Our Skills, but. For Nigel and for David at Flat Glass Solutions, this is fresh news. So we've not even promoted it on socials yet, which we will be early next week.
This is literally breaking news, Lee. Literally breaking news.
So, yes, so there's loads going off, and, you know, there's going to be a lot of new stuff from both Flat Glass and the aluminium side with Nigel.
There's more to announce in the coming weeks as well.
There's still a lot going on.
There's a lot going on in the background. But
on all fronts, and I'm going to go back to this first ever careers fair. And we're calling it a careers fair because we think that there's going to be a lot of information there for people who have not heard of this industry. So they need to know about what we're doing. So that's the aim of that area, is to get people interested in this industry. So any companies that want to help us get the right messages across, believe it or not, Jason, even before I'd announced this, and I've no idea how they found out, but we've had a couple of very big national companies get in touch regarding the career fair already who want to get involved. Yeah. So, you know, we'll be having discussions hopefully over the next few weeks. So
it's time to put words into actions, mate. We again, this industry, it talks a lot about good ideas, and, you know, they might support an idea, but we at some point you actually have to do something, physically do something. You have to put words into actions, and that's what we're going to do with this drive, with the careers.
Well, I think, like I said, I think everyone knows we've always tried to support Building Our Skills and GQA and what they were doing, and I think it's a perfect opportunity to to back up what they're doing with this and really push their message out from our point of view.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be something completely different that's not been done before.
So, Flat Glass Solutions, Decalu, DeKernick Aluminium, Building Our Skills, GQA qualifications, all very welcome on board.
Welcome to
We
Fenwick.
look forward to working with you all and your fantastic things that you're doing.
And you'll hear more about that over the coming weeks anyway.
Yes, you
and hopefully some more next week.
Yes, you will. We might even be able to get. I don't know if I'm going to put Nigel on the spot here. I don't know if Nigel wants to be a guest on this podcast in the future. You're more than welcome to be a guest on here, Nigel, if you're up for it. Callum, of course, it's a careers fair. This industry promotes careers. Once you're in it and willing to put the work in, you pretty much stay in it. I agree, and that'll be one of the points we raise. Is this industry pays you well? You put the effort in and you work hard and you progress. It's a hell of a payer of a career. There's people making good money out of this one. I think those on the coalface are trying, guys. I think those are.
But it's hard, Kev. This is why we're trying to create this area that we can. It's going to be to a wider audience than just your local areas. It's very hard for people to do it on their own in local areas. It needs a bigger. It needs a bigger platform.
It's not just. We don't just need fitters, although that is a clearly pressing issue. We all need more fitters. We need fabricators. We need engineers. We need.
It's not just about the jobs, though. In my opinion, it's about raising the
profile
of this industry and showing people what we actually do, because people do not. It's not like your electrician side and your construction side where they've been marketing it right for years, and the plumbing side. Everyone knows that when you leave school, they're the trades to go into. Why we need to be upping his game, and this is a chance for the first time on a full UK level to get everything across UK and further afield if we need to, Ireland, Northern Ireland, Europe if we need to. But the point is, this will be the first time that there's been anything done on this scale to promote everybody from everywhere to get the message across. So don't miss opportunity. We really need. We've got to get as many of the bigger companies involved as possible.
To any companies thinking of exhibiting, it is worth saying that any exhibitor, for free, will get to advertise any and all of their vacancies. That's one of the bonuses. So if you exhibit with Fenix, you will be able to post all your job listings for free. You might be a big business. You might have 100 of them. Doesn't matter.
And participate in putting a message across about the industry and what you do as well.
You will be fully part of that programme. It's also worth saying, and we will elaborate on this more towards the end of the year, but whether it's hit your radar or not, but 2022 is the International Year of Glass. And I can't believe no one else has really sort of picked up on it. But this has got to be the industry's best chance at raising the profile of glass and fenestration in a lifetime. There's going to be a whole year. This is approved by the UN. There's going to be events all over the world, pretty much in every country. The International Year of Glass, that is a gift. That is a gift to us. So Fenix, DGB, NFAs, everything we're involved with.
Kev, I get what you're saying, but to going into individual schools, that's what they used to do. It's old school. The young people of today are looking for digital career fairs nowadays.
Yeah.
That's the way it's going, mate. Digital career fairs are the future. These kids are not listening in school. They're wanting to go on and they're wanting to look at these career fairs online are massive. Absolutely massive, pal.
Yeah. No, I just got a good point as well. The Kickstart schemes with government. You don't have to pay. Companies do not have to pay to get apprentices, to get young people in. The Kickstart scheme, it's free. Use it.
So there's loads of stuff there. We don't want to. We try not to. We've got to give our news out a little bit, but we don't want to hog the podcast with all our news. So we just needed to get that across. So welcome everybody.
tell you this though, Lee. The International Year of Glass. I don't think anyone else has actually mentioned it. This is a gift to our industry. Yeah, I know, Callum. I know we haven't got any.
We should have. They should all be fired back up by next year.
By the end, by the start of next year, it really should be. But I haven't seen, unless I've missed it, but I don't think I have. Any other media in this sector has not mentioned the International Year of Glass in any meaningful way. Why? This is an absolute gift to raise our profile. Why are we not? Why? Why is it not on anybody's radar? It's insane. Kids just want to be a YouTuber that makes. Fuck it, yeah.
It's a big generalisation, that, Michael.
You what?
The big generalisation, that.
Not every YouTuber makes 100. There's quite a few YouTubers who make millions.
There's a lot of people going to be going into trades, no matter what they want to do. It's up to us to grab their attention.
Yes, it is. And hopefully,
I wanted to be a footballer. It don't mean I were ever going to be. I wanted to fly a plane as a job. It didn't mean I was going to do it. People will go into trades, and it's up to us to grab their attention.
This is Captain Lee. We're about to fly over Ibiza.
We're about to fly into a mountain.
Shots out, boys. We're over Ibiza.
Yeah.
This plane is rocking.
I'm comfortable, even myself, flying the plane, let alone having passengers on it.
They won't have a clue. Hey, up, it's Captain Lee. We're off to Ibiza. It might take a couple of hours, depends on wind, but we'll get there when it get there. Now,
Yorkshire Airlines, what was that? Was that Ale and Pace over it?
Boycott airlines. What did they say now? Travelling from Leeds International to Leeds International. Because anything out of Yorkshire ain't worth seeing. Serving mushy peas in a... in.
Oh, God. Do you know what? Being a Wednesday fan's just a complete nightmare.
What's happening
Apparently, we've now got, for not paying as players, a suspended 6-point deduction. That if we don't pay as players again, we're going to get even more points deducted.
What, has that just happened now?
Apparently today.
What's wrong? Just give up and go home, mate. You're done. You're dead.
I told you we'll go down again. We will get another, because he'll do it again and we'll get another points deduction. We'll be in League 2 next year.
Kev, what's the point of digital schools? Physical and communication for local schools to make the connection. I know what you're saying, Kev, but the platform has changed. The way you reach younger people has changed. And whether we like it or not, your biggest influence is on kids, and the easiest way to get a message across is TikTok, is Instagram, Snapchat. It's your digital platforms, it's your social media.
This is where the youngsters are consuming information, and this is where they want to make their own, whether you like it or not, they're making their informed decisions based on digital platforms, not... I mean, look, the careers people in schools, and I've spoke to people at schools. I've got kids at school. My friends have got kids at schools. It's no better than it were when we were at school, where they're just going, do you know what? Go to college, go to university, or you're not very clever, so go, get a trade or go and work in a factory. It's not that doesn't work. The only difference is with the other trades is they were deep rooted into the schools in the old days. Their messaging now is old hat. They're looking at different ways. Kids and younger adults now are consuming information in a lot different way. It's not like us in this industry. We've got 50% that are digitally minded and 50% that are old school. The kids now, and when I say kids, I'm talking people up to 30-year-old, especially, that they literally, this is how they live. Look at the stats on how many devices are open in an household nowadays. I think the average last time I looked about 4 years ago was 3.5 devices per average per person at once.
Madness.
The phone, a computer, or a telly, and an iPad or a device. It's mad.
The coal faces hands-on. These are the kids we need. Talking of which, try recruiting kids to be coalmen. Yeah, you see, again, we're not going to have any coal miners. I mean, we're moving to a carbon-neutral future. There will be no coal. There will be no coal. We don't need... There will be no need for coal miners. YouTube isn't where the money is these days, but it's definitely digital. 2020.
I will also say, and I think this is important, and I don't think people... Because we're the older generation, I don't think people understand the difference of what young people are looking for in a job. So it's not just getting the industry across, it's getting the ideas of what young people want out of a work-life balance. Because what we've been brought up with is work hard, you work every hour God sends. It's not like that anymore. And we've got to adapt as employers for the future to the younger generation, because I'll tell you what, if we don't, we will have no young people coming into this industry. And it might not be what we want.
Yeah.
Right?
Lee is right.
I don't like the fact that I would rather have someone come in and graft like I used to and like I do now. But times are changing. People are looking for different things out of a job and a career.
Lee is right. It's not up to the employee. It's up to the employer to give. Whether we, like Lee says, whether we like it or not, the needs and wants of the next working generation have changed. But Kev, I would say this: digital kids can be doers as well. Don't write them off.
That's what I mean.
Don't write them off.
But this is the thing. We're so out of touch as an industry, and this is not just us. This is any sort of trade industry with the younger generation and what they're looking for. You talk to serious recruiters now, I'll tell you, they'll be telling you exactly the same as I am. You've got to change what you're looking for and how you're putting your message across.
I tell you what, as well. I mean, and yeah, I do think a lot of digital kids can be doers. You look at the empires that influencers, but it's true. You know, they earn a lot of money, but a lot of these young kids who have sort of grown up on social media in the spotlight, they've got, you know, multi-million-pound businesses. That doesn't happen by accident. They've worked hard. They put a shift in, and you know, grind culture. I wrote about this a little while ago, and I don't necessarily agree with everything that comes with it, but grind culture is a thing. It's where, you know, you might have 2 or 3 different jobs, 2 or 3 different enterprises, a few different ways to make money. But you know, you go on social media, you go on YouTube, and there's quite a lot of high-profile people that through that medium have built a profile, built a brand, made products, started a music career, boxing out of it all. You know, they've gone on through social media, through YouTube. They are doers. They've put in the work. They're putting in the work to build a business, to build a career, to build financial security for themselves. So yes, whilst they are purely digital, they are doers as well. They haven't just sat there and things have just fallen into place. They've put in the work. What's Callum today? I see what Kev is saying and agree, but digital is their way. We are seriously lacking people with good intentions, hard work ethic, and a pride in actually manufacturing something well. You see, I still think there's a way to get... I still think manufacturing is a sexy thing. And I think we need to be using the tools that the young people use to show how manufacturing can be sexy. For example, how awesome some of the cars that we make in this country are. How awesome some of the windows are that go into these fantastic self-builds and skyscrapers. Showing it on TikTok, showing it on YouTube, showing it on Snapchat. Oh, Kev, that's very generalised. Oh, I don't agree with that at all. But they have to lift 40 kilogram every now and again. Don't write them off like that. Flipping heck.
Because they're digitally minded
don't mean they can't lift.
Just because they're using that as a functionality to research and different ways of doing things doesn't mean that they're not able to do both.
I don't think the strength and manual labour thing is... I think we're getting I think we're getting really harsh now on the younger generation here. You spend some time on Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat and YouTube, and you know what? A lot of these young stars on there, a lot of these young people who are trying to make a name for themselves on there, actually a lot of them are gym goers. They all go to the gym. They have not a problem in putting in some physical effort. I think we're really on the verge of some not nice generalisations here of young people. I don't agree with that at all. We seem to have this impression where all digital kids are nerdy little weeds. That's not the case at all. At all. I would hate for any young people to come across this and think that's what we think of them. We don't. That's not the case at all. At all.
You see, this is a problem both ends. People stereotype our industry, but our industry stereotypes the people that we're trying to entice in.
These are two extreme examples, and I don't necessarily like these people. But Logan Paul and Jake Paul are brothers that started off on Vine, which
I don't know where you're going with this, mate, but this is a little bit out there for what we're talking about.
No, what I'm saying,
morons, but
they are morons, but they also work hard, and they can lift. You know, they're fucking gone into boxing now because of it. It's not. What's Nigel saying? There are a lot of young kids who are looking for a direction. They're not all digital. I agree, Michael. I'm basing this on the apprentices we had over the last few years. Lifting is the younger generation way. I'm a tubby young dad with a dad bod at 33 and I don't have that. 32, I've got the old dad bod going on, Callum. I can still lift the odd everything. It's not dead to me. Bit of physical labour. Look, the Paul brothers are extreme examples. But they started off on digital and have gone into other things. They've crafted a career. They are still morons. I don't like them. But they've achieved a lot.
I'm not talking about people who are using YouTube to be influencers and money making. I'm talking about kids using.
Yeah, no. I'm just using them as extreme examples, really.
Doesn't mean that they just want to sit on it. That's the way they communicate nowadays. The younger generation are they're on socials, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on wherever they are, but they're also looking at YouTube videos, and that's how they get their information. It doesn't mean that they're just going to want to sit at a computer all day. That's just how they're researching products. The majority of them are. Now, obviously, there's people who aren't, but the majority are now. It doesn't matter how you look at it, and we've got to attract that attention.
Yep.
This is a simple thing, and this is if we don't get that very quickly in this industry of how to communicate with young people, because they've changed. If we don't get that, this industry has got an even bigger problem than what I thought.
They're not going to get it, Lee. As me and you know full well, new ideas, new concepts. Some get it, a lot don't, or they don't want to. And the idea, I can tell you now, if we went to a dozen, 2 dozen boards of big businesses in this sector and gone, right, have you looked at TikTok? We need to go on TikTok. We need to go on Instagram. We need to go on YouTube and to reach all the new. They'd laugh you out. But
Kev, I agree, but that's what we're trying to do, is to kind of educate the younger people. This is the way they're going to look. If we can get people to this career fair, the younger people, to look on a digital platform, and we can convince them that this is a very, very good industry to get in because of X, Y, and Z, and we're showing it in a good light, and there is some graft, and this is what you get out of doing the graft. Trust me, people will take it on board. The young people will come if we get the right messages to them.
Yep. We've got to remember the next few million workers are on these platforms. And within those next few million workers are the next fitters, are the next sales reps, are the next fabricators, are the next drivers.
I think the problem is, and this is not our sector in isolation, it's society in general. People are looking no further than the nose. I need someone now. I need someone now to do this job now. So get me someone who's hardworking. If we don't solve this long-term crisis, we're not going to be able to do that at all.
And it is a crisis. I read that in the construction sector, in the next 4 years, so by 2025, we need to find 217,000 new construction workers. New. Not existing. Brand new. In 4 years. Where are they coming from?
And I'll tell you another problem, Kev, and this is why it goes deeper than just going into schools. Schools now are driven and they're paid for getting certain results, and they're pushing people to university and colleges and certain subjects because they're getting paid. So going into schools ain't going to get your message across because they don't get paid by us. They're getting paid to direct them elsewhere. So you've got to look at alternatives of getting into them, mate.
I remember, I know there's been a bit of time since I left school, but I left school 15 years ago. And I never, ever got told anything other than go to uni, go to uni, go to uni, go to uni. I was never given a choice. I had no careers fair. I had nobody coming in going, do you know what? There's another option. Never had that. And it ain't going to happen because, as Leah's just said, schools, colleges, sixth forms are incentivised to send people to uni. So they have absolutely not a care in the world about doing what they can to get as many kids to school, to university. Simple as that. What about HGG drivers? Yeah, we need drivers. I think we're about 60,000 short in drivers at the minute, which isn't adding to issues.
Many manual labourers. Well, just we've turned into a call centre nation over years.
We even outsourced that.
Although that's starting to come back again now.
It's coming back now.
But anyway, that's the serious stuff done now. Get back to something fun.
Good. Speaking of fun, it doesn't show up on this screen, but I've got the lights up, Lee, in garden. It looks awesome.
I can see it looks like a Christmas decoration. To be fair,
I'll send you a picture when we're done on here because the light from the light ring's not showing it up properly, but it looks very festive out there. It looks very festive. What's this? Oh dear.
One of tomorrow's activities. Got lots of activities, like Step Brothers. There's so much activities on Jason's planned art garden. There's so much space to do activities.
That one activity.
Beer pong. The beer pong festival. The inaugural beer pong competition is about to proceed tomorrow.
Well, within our
I'm
business.
going to win. If I don't come back the winner, I'm going to be very disappointed.
God. I once played beer pong. We went out, so it was my mate's 30th, and we had a week away at Centre Parks. It was quite civilised, on the whole, but we played beer pong, and I played this. I don't know why. I played with a crate of Guinness. I mean, it's not a light drink. They were fairly tall.
Kev's just said, Jace, move out of the camera shot. It might show up better. It's his big frame, Kev, with him being so big.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Let me turn. Hold on. Oh, I don't show up. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Lee?
Yeah, I can't really see it that well. It looks like Christmas decorations from a distance.
No, I'll show you a picture. Let's turn that back on. Oh, that's bright. Jesus, tonight. Wow, let's get that turned on.
Mate, I'm not going to go into it too much on here, but that other download's just arrived.
Has it?
I'll send it you after.
Awesome.
We'll not discuss that tonight.
No. Cool. Callum, I'm still concerned about the jungle gym in the garden. It really does look rather high for Jace. Callum, What's going on, pal? I can fit on the swing.
That would just literally put there for him, Callum.
I can fit on the swing. There's a slide there. My ass is too
Got
big for
stuck
that.
halfway down slide earlier, Callum.
But no, can't fit on it. Yes. So I once played beer pong with a 12 crate of Guinness. I weren't hungover.
We're playing it with Jaeger and vodka tomorrow.
No.
Yes, we are.
Guinness is obviously a very heavy drink. And I honestly felt like I'd eaten a lead weight when I woke. I weren't hungover as such. But Guinness, wow. When you have 12 of them in about an hour and a half.
What we got? I tell you what, Jace, we're only having another 10 minutes because we've got a busy day tomorrow still.
That's fine.
So
It's a health and safety nightmare. Oh, Callum, I'll send you a picture of me on the slide if you want tomorrow. Just to prove to you I can't fit in it. But, no. Yeah, beer pong, that's going to be interesting.
the inaugural Fenix beer pong competition.
Kev, just get right out of shot, Jace. It worked. Oh, hold on.
Now stay there for the next 10 minutes.
It won't show. We've got the ring light here. You can't see it. It's... Kev, I'll send you a picture. It looks really nice. Tell you what, I've spent a lot of money on that garden. I'm really proud of it. It's turned out absolutely fantastic. So, yes, there we go. And now it's the host of every single party in the future.
So what we've decided then for the next show, are we starting the beer tasting at next show, or is that a bit too early? Do we need to plan it a little bit?
Well, let's look at the dates. Hold on. So, 9th, 16th. I won't be here for the next one, Lee. So if you want to get a guest or something, I'm actually in Devon, off. So
Well, potentially, I'll see what's happening because I know we're massively busy. We work with Fenix anyway, so
the next available one,
workload really.
the next available one would be Friday the 6th of August.
Well, that gives us a month, so we can do the beer tasting.
So what I think we can do is most of the people we asked on here, Kev would be up for it, Callum would be up for it, Nigel Headford would be up for it.
I'm sure there's a couple that we've missed off that are not here tonight as well that wanted to be part of it. I can't remember who it was.
There'll be quite a few. I think what we do is we spend those weeks sort of planning it, buy the beer tasting boxes, send it to people. Yeah, just do this, but there's 8 of us tasting beer.
Cool.
So it stopped raining anyway.
Hope it doesn't rain tomorrow.
Well, you know it is. Look at your phone.
Oh, but
I've enjoyed it tonight. It's been a while since we've done this. It's been 6 weeks since we've done last one. 6 weeks.
we'll end with something. We've got 5 more minutes just over. We'll end with something a bit more relaxed. And we haven't done this for a while, and it's been a while since I've been on. New films or new series. What's everyone been watching? Tell you what, everyone seems to be watching Sopranos again for some reason.
He's doing the rounds on Instagram shorts at the minute.
Everyone seems to be watching. I mean, I can't believe I didn't watch it until this year for the first time. But last year, sorry, back end of last year. But everyone seems to be watching Sopranos, which is, I don't know what's happened to, whether there's been a resurgence in one of the actors or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's nice. Callum, when you're down in Devon, give me a call. I'll gladly buy you and the better half a beer. I'll pop down on the bike to meet you. Oh, Callum, that's really nice. Do you know what? Yeah, I probably will. We'll get down there. So we travel on the 18th. We're stopping off at Bath on the way down. So Sunday night we're staying in Bath. Bath. We're staying in Bath overnight and then proceeding to Devon the following morning. That's what we're doing. Yes, I'll give you a call, Callum, but maybe on the Friday. I don't know when you're working, but if you want to do it on the Friday, we don't drive back till Sunday. So maybe Friday if you're free, pal. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, going back to TV, yeah, Loki we're watching on Disney Plus, which is a spin-off series. So if you're
I'm just about to cancel my Disney subscription.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't watch it. I don't use it.
There's shitloads on there you could watch, mate.
Yeah, but you're into your...
It's not just Marvel. There's all sorts of stuff on there. National Geographic's on there. You like your nature.
I've got Sky, so... What's that? Any point, can't I?
Kev's saying, when he's on, I'll try and give you a run-through of my brewing setup. Yes, that'll be cool.
Good lad. Kev, I'm going to send you my address and let me know how much it costs because I'll pay you for it. Don't expect it to be free, pal, but I want some ciders for me and my good neighbour because he's a big cider drinker.
Oh, Callum's saying he's off that week because it's his birthday week. It's Callum's birthday next week. Happy birthday,
There you go. This
Callum.
is something we don't ask enough of. Whose birthday is it, or has it been last couple of weeks or so? Or who's coming up?
Nigel, Godfather of Harlem.
Godfather of Harlem.
I've not seen that, but I've heard really good things about that.
Yeah, it's on my to-watch list.
Godfathers of Harlem.
Well, happy birthday, Callum, because we'll not see you before then. So happy birthday for them, pal.
Is it Friday your birthday, Callum? So we're staying at Woolacombe. So I don't know if that's too far for you or not. I don't know, but Woolacombe. Godfather of Harlem.
Nigel's watching Godfather of Harlem. That is on my to-watch list, so I might give that a watch over the next couple of weeks.
Soph's watching US Office. She's getting.
Right, see, I don't know.
Have you watched it? Some of it.
No, but I tried to watch Shameless US version, and it was just
It's
like
not the same.
I
It's not the same. But
I'm not sure I could.
but American audiences are different. I mean, the US Office, there's some of it. I think they've tried to keep quite close to the awkward nature of it, but the thing that was good about the UK Office was it was quite. It weren't polished. It was very awkward, and that's what was good about it. Whereas the US one, it's a bit more produced. It's a bit more polished, and then I think it takes something away from. It don't feel like the UK Office. It's an okay watch. I watch it in the background if Soph's watching it, but I won't go out my way to watch it.
Tell you what I'm watching and talking about the US version of it. I'll be watching that after because I do think that's got potential and it's got one of the English actors in it as well. I'm watching Mad Dogs again, and I'm going to watch the US version of Mad Dogs. But I think they play different. I think there's a couple of English actors that were in that are playing different characters.
Right. Fair enough.
It's a bit bizarre, once you've watched it.
Kev says, Callum, he goes nowhere, roughly. He's smooth, is Callum. He's smooth. Woolacombe on the bike. Oh, Callum's there. He's already there. I'm going to meet him there at this rate. That on a 125 forced me to get a full license. Mine is next Friday. Oh, it's next Friday, but I'm off the following week as the eldest breaks. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, so Callum's birthday's on Friday next week, and then the Sunday after that Friday is the day we start to travel down. We're there for a week. Callum, you're more than welcome, pal. I will send you a text when we get down there settled in. I'll give you a shout. We'll perhaps come on one of the days that we're not doing much. A couple of the days we've got plans, but other than that, you're more than welcome for a beer. Meet the little one. Finally. No one's met Spencer. No, we talk about him a lot, but yeah, we try and keep him out of the camera. No, we've never posted a picture of him or had him on video. we're quite careful with his with that kind of stuff. Soph's been a teacher, and the training you get in this kind of stuff, it sort of puts you off. Makes you quite wary about certain things. Afterlife.
That is fantastic, by the way. I agree with that. Nigel, brilliant. I'm halfway through the second series. I watched first series ages ago. Yes, Afterlife is brilliant.
I think anything by Ricky Gervais, though. I don't think he's done anything bad. Even extras were good. I enjoyed extras.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais is brilliant.
I enjoyed extras. And Peter
Michael, before you go, because we're wrapping up, and I know you'll appreciate this, I'll leave you with one last joke. How do you throw a space party? You plan it.
Hey!
That was just for you, Michael.
You plan it. Oh dear. Kev saying my mum and dad's honeymoon was in Willicombe in 1950. I'm hoping they've updated the accommodation since then, Kev.
Nice to see you, Michael. Anyway, have a great weekend, pal.
Yes, have a good weekend.
But I think we're tying things up now anyway, Jason.
I think fair enough. I think that's all right. 2.5 hours is quite short for us.
I know. And the next one's going to be long because we're going to be doing beer tasting. So I think we'll keep this one short and sweet. And we're having a music quiz at the next one.
I think if we do the beer tasting one, if it's going to be a long one, we should probably start at 7 and not 8.
Possibly.
Otherwise, it's going to be like 2 in the morning by the time we finish.
Possibly.
Well, look, I've enjoyed tonight.
As always.
It's been nice to do it again. Like I said, we've had a little break. Thank you for all your comments and participation. We love you all. We will be back, I guess, then on the 6th of August with a beer tasting extravaganza and a much bigger panel. So tell your friends, tell your neighbours, tell your mum, tell your dad. Like, share and subscribe.
And before we go, reiterate, anybody who wants to help us with this career fair, anyone who wants to exhibit, anyone who wants to get involved in it, anyone who wants to look at posting jobs, there will be costs involved because obviously we're putting a lot of time and money into this. But get in touch with either me or Jason and we'll run through the plans of what we're trying to do.
100%.
But a pleasure speaking to everyone tonight. Come on, England.
Come on, England. We're bringing it home.
Be safe on Sunday. Don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Absolutely. And if not, wear a party hat. Right. Enjoy the weekend. Take care, everybody.
Evening, everyone.
See you soon.